tell what went wrong when they lose? Yeah, I mean, you can just watch it back. You watch your footage back to learn a little bit from it for sure. Oh, and then there's this match that's going to happen. Oh, nice. Okay. This is the third map of this one, right? So they're finishing this one off, and then they got one more match after. So my guess is this map's going to end. When this map ends, we'll be probably on the second map here. They'll start their next match. When that one ends, we'll be on this one, and then there'll be two more matches left. And that's it.
All right. Upper bracket final. We started with 8 teams here, Vest. We have whittled them down with 2, at least as far as the upper bracket is concerned. Neither team yet to taste defeat, though 100 Thieves did come real close for Shikigami earlier in the day. We'll see how this one pans out. 100 Thieves putting it all on the line.
Why do they have the attack defend overlay? This isn't a convoy.
For these squads. Delena, of course, playing some of these off angles. You're going to be seeing that a lot here in Krakoa. Just expect Delena to be searching, hunting for some of the limbs there on the flanks. And for Envy, they really need to make sure they don't let Delena have that free room, but already a lot of pressure taking down Window.
Yeah, Window just immediately down. I think that was the double combo of TTK, not only laying damage, but Delena landing some hella shots from the side. So the
Delena's literally 1 HP.
Real good. Delena, oh, this is why they hit
the hella is
God. Claimed. Never forget.
It is. It is.
They took a 1v1 there. That was close.
Is something to be feared, to be talked around on the campfires overall in the Marvel Rivals scene in North America, and I think it's just paying dividends currently.
Why don't these tournaments ever do convoy? It usually starts domination and then it's convoy after. It's usually what it is.
But also, you just see there where Window goes for some of the aggression, gets immediately caught. So they are going to be playing that anti-dive, some of that peel strategy here for 100 Thieves to make sure they have the pressure they need.
100 Thieves looking pretty good right now. Terra, plenty of room to work with here on the torch. And, you know, just swapping freely between ground to the other torch on the other end. SJP, meanwhile, Invisible Boundary, good to go. Terra striking early, taking down speedily.
Damn, that tree is messing up the Zella.
Cal tries to even things up here. Go Supernova.
Good aim.
Dropping the fire. Nearly gets Kaluge. Envy right now, though, looking pretty A-okay here thus far. 100 Thieves, though, now looking to dive on in. Vinny has a Strangling Prison ready to go. Even as Envy tries to make a little bit of room, Vinny, Strangling Prison has been dropped. Is the fall through going to be there? Right now, Envy looking totally okay. Narrowed the Eternal Bond. Keeps everyone healthy.
What? He gets a double? A triple?
Drops a little bit of Liberty.
A little bit of Liberty.
Yeah. For Window there, just continue to chase down, going for Delena.
Oh my God.
Gonna get 4 there for Window on the cap.
He just beat down 4 people as Captain America.
A little bit of glitching up there in the air, too, just to make sure to come back and down. So Envy with the aggression off the Eternal Bond for Nero. Make their way on through. Psionic Seduction's up. 100 Thieves, pretty much nothing left in the bank. I mean, they're going to have the Meteor, they're going to have the Gods of Death, so not a ton. Especially considering it's so easy to counter that. So for Envy, they're probably just going to look this up a really aggressive fight here. Maybe just drop Windows ult, just run into them. Psionic Seduction afterwards. They really just want to be aggressive in general.
If you're TTK and you've been ult tracking well, also, I mean, you have a good window. Oh, okay, Terra just does that in the neutral. Terra just punishes speedily. Off camera, no less. TTK walks up, finds Kaluge, and 100 Thieves with no investment just find a way to just merge the fight to their will.
Delena diff.
Extremely goofy about just watching Window just
against
like jump
no hella,
over the air,
but diff, you know,
sail while getting just hit with damage repeatedly, heroically, and just fall over. But Envy don't invest anything into that fight, right? Which is both, I think, a blessing and a curse here, because they definitely could have stalled a little bit longer. They had a better fight. But to come in here, holding on to all their ults, and 100 Thieves looking very strong here on the point. Envy, I mean, this has been a very quiet Speedily game so far. I mean, someone that we've been kind of a difference maker. We just have not seen Speedily.
He's been on fire, and not the good kind of fire. The dear God, Terra stopped
shooting.
They're
still kind of far from ults a little bit.
Game. I mean, Terra's done a ridiculous job of checking the Psylocke aggression in a way that I wouldn't really have expected.
I don't think he wanted to do that so early, but
going to be dropping the Eternal Bond, moving forward. Kaluge in response, Psionic Seduction. Psionic Seduction is over. Cal gonna go Supernova to the sky. Envy gets to drop a little bit of fire of their own here. Cal, what do you got? And for now, it's a whole lot of nothing. Invisible Boundary really limiting the impact here as 100 Thieves maintain control of the point. We
1
are
HP.
in overtime, and Envy needs to find something out. Dance the butterfly from Speedily. Is this going to be the lets them cut on through? It may just be they get 2 pickoffs after the dance.
They didn't use too much either. They actually didn't use too much to take that. That's not bad. That's not bad. This is going to be a 99-99 kind of situation, I think. This is a close little matchup.
Nero holds on to the Eternal Bond. And they just played that leapfrog game of ults incredibly well. Very well timed, making sure to just wait for Vinny to use the Strangling Prism before they pop anything else. And sure, Supernova's going to be up for 100 Thieves, but for Envy, holding on to an Eternal Bond for the set point fight, they could just pop it aggressively, just go for an early fight win, but they probably want to save it for the Supernova here.
I mean, the other thing too for Envy though, they may want to do it because they've been losing the neutral. If you take an extended neutral fight, it may be over, but Terra says nothing neutral about this. Over to the side, dropping the flame pressure. TTK was already able to find window.
Interesting.
What was going on speedily though.
They traded one tank for one healer.
Pick actually pretty huge. Envy can hold here. This is actually not something Under Thieves feels great about charging into, and they might slow it down as it's about to hit 99.99.
Harvey's about to have a support ult, and this is going to get kind of scary. Oh, huge pick. No.
Trying to buy one, immediately blown up. The peel, the Guardian Shield, so good from 100 Thieves, and they're just going to immediately commit. Harvey
That's it. I think 100 Thieves takes his first one for sure, right?
Duelist and Envy on the back leg.
Terra's ability to play anti-dive versus
He's going for it.
Torch has been
What?
ridiculous. Rejected speedily, who quite nearly got the pick on the SJP, and now Cow desperately flailing, looking for anything, and gets nothing but TTK in the face.
No.
Drops the Psychic Seduction, ends up
Everyone's dying at the worst times.
Gonna drop the Eternal Bomb here.
That
Delay
sucks.
for Envy.
That's 100 Thieves for sure taking this, right? Oh, they got a Captain America stall. Hold on.
Now, Window, do you drop the Liberty Rush? The answer is yes. They still want it. At the very
Never
least,
mind. The group just denied that.
100 Thieves overtime, ticking on down. Cal struck down on the point in the first round.
That was close.
Goes the way of 100
That
Thieves.
was actually really close.
And 100 Thieves looking
Really close.
Across the board, and just really
they're still drafting, huh? Okay, all right, I hear you.
On Torch, just turning so quickly to immediately protect his backline there for the strategist. And there's a really clean play from Terra, and Terra just, I mean, we said the well of Terra, right? We believe in the well of Terra. It goes deep. You put the bucket down, be like, okay, don't worry, we got something coming up. Terra on Human Torch, Terra on Winter Soldier, Terra on Wolverine. It just never stops. It never ends. It's a never-ending well there.
So
100 Thieves can always rely on him to be a different player.
They brought up a good point. They basically said 100 Thieves is putting all of their eggs in this first round basket, right? Because they won't be able to play these characters next map. So the casters are pretty much saying like 100 Thieves, like they need to win this first map, because if they don't, map 2 is going to be really hard because they're picking some of their best characters, you know? They're picking some of the really strong characters going into this map. So 100 Thieves needs to win this one. Meanwhile, if Envy loses this one, they still have some more characters that they could play with. They don't mind not being able to play the characters that they have right now.
Early denying the heroes for this map entirely for those that are banned. So now Envy looking to set up here on this second round, try to equalize himself on the board here for Krakoa. TTK trying to fight the high.
I like this map a lot. I think it's really cool. I like the size of it.
The point. Be on the lookout here for Speedily to try to make something happen here into the backline.
Speedily. Oh, the force physics again. Speedily. I mean, they run the gauntlet. Get force physics on one end, and you know the flame in from the top. Terra again.
Okay, tough.
With these flame shots off the supernova, and the torch difference here has been unreal. But it's not necessarily a fair fight. You know, one side has Invisible Woman, the other does not. But that goes back to the draft.
It does, and it is just a repeated point of how strong Invisible Woman is for a flyer. Just having the Guardian Shield to play around, to peel for your backline too.
I like Krakoa. I think Krakoa is cool.
It's indiscriminate. It's healing. It's giving healing to all of those around it, and it's blocking damage up to 350. So now Envy, I'll look the way they're back in. Soon to have a couple ults on the board, probably Supernova first. But definitely need to just have a little more success here and just ensuring that, okay, maybe we need to poke out these Vanguards a little bit harder for the 100 Thieves and then send in Window, then send in Speedily, because right now it seems like Speedily's just getting caught way too easily.
I mean, Speedily has setups that look good in theory, and then a Meteor Strike from Terra comes in and he's dead. and again!
And,
okay, well, it just continues to happen. SJP, though, does go down as part of the dive. Window went in at the same time as Speedily, so they get a strategist out. It's actually not the worst here for Envy. Vinny ends up going down, and 100 Thieves really feeling the lack of healing from the strategist pick, so even with the punish on the Speedily, Envy make it work.
I mean, Comrade Speedily gave his life for the cause.
They didn't invest too much. Those two ults.
The back line.
They won that shit with 2
value
ults.
in general.
Clean.
So very well done there from Speedily. I really loved the play because sometimes you have to be a little selfless, ZP, right? You have to be kind of selfless to just set
Envy
up
has no one to
okay,
kill Terra?
I'm going to commit. I'm going to go in and I'm going to just make sure to do a ton of damage so someone can follow up.
100 Thieves doesn't have much to kill theirs either. It's just, it is what it is. The hard part is
the strategy.
it's not about Envy not having anyone to kill Terra. It's about Envy not having Inviswoman. That's pretty much it.
They're almost writing the book on a bit of anti-Psylocke play. But now, off into the point they go, and Bump is gone.
What is the spot?
Reminding Envy
What?
that he is here.
What is the spot?
Now, on the same note, gonna have Window try and go for a little bit of delay, a little bit more room with the Liberty Rush, but guess what? Terra's in the top, and he took down Speedily again. The anti-Psylocke torch continues to be devastating against Envy.
Wait, what? Kaluja ulted that?
There's another fight.
Bro, what?
Thieves, and pretty economical at that, right? Because
that's not good. That's not good for Envy.
Exactly what you need here when you're playing this relatively equal bank.
Dude, 100 Thieves gonna take this. They have so many. They have so many ults and shit.
Envy again in the recontest.
Unless.
Once again, just have to
Unless some magic happens, I guess.
Like, where can he go?
I've never seen that spot, by the way. That was really cool.
Can he force off someone off? Because currently for 100 Thieves, they're just keeping so much pressure, just immediately punishing Speedily. It's been, as you pointed out repeatedly, just this anti-dive setup where Speedily just had, I mean, a tough time, I'd say.
Well, I think what must be happening on the comms is that Terra is mostly shooting the front line to Envy, and then as soon as Psylocke gets called in, the Meteor Strike is called, like, directly over and in. Terra, though, opens up this fight with the Supernova, same with Cal. Both torches looking to make it hot. Speedily into the back line. Went for the Dance of the Butterfly, gets denied by the invisible boundary. Window, focus fire down. And 100 Thieves looking real healthy in the point. Envy a bit less so. Delina gonna take to the sky. Goddess of Death looking for some free shots here. Off onto
they can't kill it. They can't kill it.
More. And at 99%, Envy about to suffer a loss here in map 1 as 100 Thieves look incredibly.
The one plus side of this is 100 Thieves can't play what they just played, so Envy could have an easier map 2. Envy could have a lot easier of a map 2. This is the upper bracket finals. So whoever wins this will be in the finals in a BO5. A BO5 with this format is going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. And it'll be today because we're doing the whole damn gauntlet today. And then okay, so what do we got here? So this is map 3, so this is where you got protects and the resurrects. So they resurrected Emma. They both resurrected the same characters from the pool that they played. Is the comp the same though? The comp, I have not seen a single mirror. Am I crazy to say that? I feel like no one's decided to mirror ever, which is what I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting the plan was to have less mirrors, but I still thought people would mirror more. I only saw one mirror. I think it was the res comp, right? It was the res comp. It was Sentinels versus, was it my team? I think that was the only mirror that I saw. It was the res comp where it was the exact same, but everyone else chose to do something different. So Invis, Hulk, Namor, Luna, Star-Lord, Emma versus Winter Soldier, Emma, Luna, Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Invis. So kind of similar. The differences are Star-Lord, Namor, Winter Soldier, Iron Man. And then obviously the tankers, right? Because they're playing Namor, so they have Hulk, Strange. So the 2 DPS are different and the 2 tanks are different, or the 1 tank is different. That's a completely different comp, to be honest. Shroud, as the organizer of the event, make an executive decision and force them to a 20-second timer. 20 seconds is not enough time to determine the entire fate of your match. I'm sorry. We could put up for a couple minutes in between matches. I am not gonna say 20 seconds. 20 seconds is nowhere near enough time. Let's do 10. Midtown. Wait, not Midtown. Midtown's third. Wait. Midtown. Okay. That tripped me out. I had to know where I was looking. Nah, 20 seconds is crazy. You can't even like think about what you're going to decide to order on a fucking menu in 20 seconds. let alone pick a character for your $50,000 prize pool. Like, no. I think it's fully okay, honestly. I really don't even think that's. I don't even think it's that bad. I think it's a little blown out of proportion. I don't think it's that bad at all. We're doing a 8-team double elim BO3 BO5 bracket in one day. I think we're doing pretty damn good in 8 hours. I think we're doing damn fine.
Are in unprecedented territory, Dogman.
Thank you. Are we? Oh, now I'm gonna throw it back to the weather crew. Afterwards, that's what it feels like whenever I talk to you. I feel like, damn, we're on an official news broadcast. That's it. Gen G though, you know, we do get to play that Namor like we saw earlier, or like rather what Hex was talking about earlier. And for Sentinels, I don't know, who do we even say won in this draft? Do you think it's Sentinels or do you think it's Gen G late day?
I think
it's been going swimmingly since game one. Yeah, game one was the long one. The other ones was chill.
Top tier Namor player, I think that Gen G probably have a slight advantage here, just because thus far in the day it's felt like
the computer's overheating.
Has been uninspiring.
How many more matches left?
To his ultimate. Both of Gen G's
4?
Vanguards have
after this one, 4.
means of dealing with that ultimate.
4 after this.
Brownie does have a blessing of a deep as well.
I think.
So essentially invulnerable in the face of it compared to what FunFun can bring to the table. Right, Mason though was absolutely farming though, firing repulsive blasts into that room.
Literally farming.
Has an ultimate. We are 30 seconds into the game.
30 seconds to do it, and it's the swap of Axie to Star-Lord and Brownie to that Namor that is pretty interesting to me, at least, to have those two heroes on their respective players, because yeah, you would think Xe would be on that Namor, and this cart's already pushed all the way up, so Sentinels gave up so much space. Also, Nectar being in the game is interesting instead of having Super Gomez on that Bucky. Right now, holding this corner pretty well behind this ambulance side. About a minute left already for Gen G.
They wait the Gamma out? Or overdrive, or whatever you want to call it.
Considering they're facing elimination here for Sentinels, that's a big investment to make in your newbie.
I was really hoping to see Scarlet Witch in this tournament, but I think the pros have decided that she's still terrible.
Come on back in the nick of time. A quick disengagement coming through. Maximum pulse.
Oh my god!
How do they get that much value already? And of course,
the grab was 1 second late.
It's a ruinous display early on.
That is so unfortunate. I think, yeah, no, that invisible woman shield right there.
The grab was 1 second too late.
Member of Gen G, but man, that was the grab by Choppa was right there. Like that was a second away from Amazing Zolt getting canceled. Unfortunately, Choppa just like millisecond too late, and Amazing kills the whole team. So pretty brutal to see for Gen G's side, but at least that ultimate's out of the question now leading into this next fight.
I like emotion. Going to be a big grab. Crimzo knocked into the corner. Already down half HP. Into the back goes the Giganto Logan, caught by
Oh, Star-Lord's going to have a big ult here. Here it comes. Star-Lord in 3, 2, 1. Wait, not yet. Wait. He went anyway. Fuck it.
Turn this one around. Crimzo exiled temporarily and maybe permanently here, as this is the absolute hulking atrocity brought forth by the Incredible Hulk himself in monster form. Crimzo feeling low on HP, does not have a portal to bring anyone back. Gen G is surely
pretty good. Pretty good push.
A fun with
pretty good push.
Is quite fun. You know, he's kind of insane on the whole, just juggling away the
after all the patches. Scarlet's still terrible. Yeah, I really thought Scarlet would be better, but
strategist players,
I guess not.
Beautiful to witness. Great Hulk play so far, though. A lot of ultimates committed towards that very end. Sentinels now coming back into this one with a slight advantage. We've seen a lot of teams like this so far today kind of struggle in these defensive holds in the streets phase, and against the Namor coming back into it as well, you have to clear out so many squid angles.
I think this zone might not be ideal for the Iron Man coming in. Very easy to try and grab him with the access you have as the Hulk here. FunFun definitely going to be looking for one of those grabs here. Hopper has to dive into the invisible boundary, but Amazing's already been caught here by Eggsy, and too far away was the dance floor that was proffered over by Logan. Crimson still looking for an opportunity to get some value out of this. Yeah, it's onto the Hulk, taken down to a Bruce Banner form, and immediately eviscerated, decimated. The squid clear's got to be here. Next is going to try and make that one work, but Eggsy's there to try and punish it. The Generalist has arrived, and the aimbot's still strong.
No, the squid!
Oh, get that squid! By any means necessary, baby! An entire 100 bomb versus one coughing cephalopod.
Oh, that was Mike. I can't believe it. We're gonna have the Deep come in and talk about how he knew his entire family.
They're very
Nectar, though.
upset.
Yeah, he's crying over that one squid's demise. Now Sentinels coming back in. Nectar.
Ah,
It's just free low at
he's
this
still gonna
point,
kill them
kind of
all, but
collapsing upon Gen G, who honestly in the last fight looked pretty good. It was due to Brownie's positioning that allowed XC to find those eliminations because everybody was focused on, okay, where's that Namor at? Where's that squid at? And now Gen G sent back to the spawn.
Nah, don't worry about the squid, homie. I got you. Watch the Jarvis clip this. Techie ready to go with
Jarvis
the
called
psionics. Jarvis upset every marine biologist. Techie ready to go with the psionic seduction here. Eggsy's already been taken down. What precision from Nectar. That already puts a halt to this push.
Bucky's
Yeah,
such
I
a
mean,
fun
XC,
character.
a little bit too far
I wish more
forward. Now
characters
Ryan
were
Easy was able to
designed the way Bucky
blast
is
down both
designed,
side of his players
personally.
of Gen G,
I think Bucky's
who
one
have
of
to
the
go back.
best
I mean,
designed
this is the
characters in
problem
this
with these
game.
choke points and
And
the
if
fact that
more
these
characters were designed
angles
that
are
same
so
way, it'd
long
be
for this
insane.
defense, right? It's just so much pressure coming in, so much span coming in from both the Iron Man and the Bucky. That's so much pressure just trying to even get to your normal positions. And Brownie obviously has to set up with these squids, right? He wants to get close, throw them in a spot where he can actually find damage on somebody instead of shooting shields. And oh, that's too far forward, Nectar.
Oh my god.
Unreal crit there, and the berserk off the squids. Very important. Brownie now continuing to gain all this territory. And
That was
make it very
crazy.
difficult for Sentinels to exist where they want to. Amazing can still try and play around the off angle here and get something off the invincible pulse cannon. Use their armor overload. Gamma squid on the off angle. That needs to be given attention to. And of course, Amazing very quick to try and deal with that one. Emma has to be careful here to try and keep their lunar snow protected from incoming damage. Amazing wants to get rid of this lunar. Oh, grabbed out of the air. Unreal play right there. Great response coming through from the side of Chopper, but gets punished for their audacity. 30 seconds remain right now for Gen G.
You can see how well practiced Sentinels are versus this Namor composition. They saw the damage boost available from the Luna Snow to give that whale a ton of damage. But they just used the Crimzo shield in a way, blocked off that.
I think Gen G is a pretty good comp to hold,
and they
though.
just kind of came back through, used Amazing as a bit of a distraction. Nobody can even touch. The Hulk goes down before the card is even contested.
All right, the Eye of Agamotto gets nothing, as is for standard. Techie doing their best to seduce all who want to come and touch the cart. But now Brownie coming in almost has yet another Gamma Squid to try and work with. But Nectar is the final note when the fight starts to break down. It's when the Nectar really has that
Honestly,
finding
without being able to change your comp, I mean, how hard is it going to be to get through that choke? You know, I feel like without being able to do some comp swappies, it's got you get as far as you get, and you gotta hope that your comp is better for defense. And honestly, I think Gen G has a pretty decent comp for defense.
We lost the fight. It's well, we can't throw in Doctor Strange to just go touch the payload. But that was well played by Sentinel.
Not being able to swap to Portal last second, so sad. I know. You don't have any last second touches. They're so much harder to do because you can't swap.
Even from the pressure of his.
Why can't you swap? That's just the rules that we have. We did a different tournament. We did a completely different tournament. We did kind of like we did like we did like MOBA style in a way.
And he's got,
you know?
he's got more damage than Techie, right?
Let's go. We're beaming things.
He's beaming. It's honestly, well, it's tough because this Hulk is kind of, for as good as it was in the first point, just not working out. Right after you lose on that first point, the difference between Hulk and the rest of the Vanguards in the game is that like Crimzo can throw his shield up.
Shroud wanted to see the pros sweat. I didn't want to see the pros sweat. I wanted to see the pros struggle. I wanted to see the pros get a little uncomfortable. That's it.
And then once that's gone,
my goal was to see the professional players feel a little bit uncomfortable with some of the characters and comps that they have to play. And hopefully have a good time. But if they have a bad time, that's all good. I know being uncomfortable is not the greatest feeling.
On the Hulk, able to continuously leap around with very little cooldown. Brownie looking for a little bit of what I would call a squid bomb off on the other side. Can maybe hit those right clicks. And, well, Amazing yet to be grabbed yet by Fun. He has to already use their Gamma barrier. Oh my goodness, bro was just taking unfathomable amounts of damage.
Yeah, it's just like, well, unfortunately, Hulk is just not that good, right? He's there to kind of just enable Namor, and that's about it, right? Hulk,
Yep.
sorry to say. He played well in the ultimate, but that's the problem, is that Hulk becomes a real hero when he uses the ultimate. Now Techie takes down Choppa again, not adding on to the final hits for his
This is not
own,
looking
and
good for
the Frost
Genji.
is Techie, who's racking up those kills.
Just hold M1 and Dream. That's the Hulk wave for now. Big disengage, waiting
What?
for to come up that double hook. Unreal.
Oh
Crimso's
my
there to follow
God.
on up. Eggsy had no chance, could not stellar shift away. And on Nectar, maybe a little bit.
This might be
too
GG,
close to
potentially.
that Emma. It's been a remarkably fast take here from Sentinel. Still, it was second point where we often see the carts stalled out. When you move to that underground, that's when things get dangerous.
Yeah, Nectar reminds me of like a coin flippy kind of guy. Like, he just kind of goes aggressive, he gets in there, finds you picks, or sometimes gets picked, right? It's both sides of the coin on this man, and right now, in this map, he is just putting the team on his back as this cart already near the end, right? We're nearing this last part of the game, and Genji could get eliminated if it finally closes out.
Oh, nice protection coming through as well there from Techie. Catch that friendly shield from the Emma Frost. Instant grab coming through from the side of Chopper. Don't think I managed to get anything off the back of that one. Next, just waiting inside this ultimate for the...
Oh, this is looking like GG right here.
Headshot. Brownie consigned to a briny grave by the Winter Soldier as Etsy floats above, happily plinking away with the Galactic Legend. But guess what? Logan's got a dance and a song in their heart and not a care in the world. Etsy has learned the hard way that Nectar's not here to play it short and sweet. It's just a stabbing to the head from Rotterdam itself. A dodge away. Nice play by the Invisible Woman's shield as well to avoid that incoming stun, even if it did get caught on the periphery of the AoE. Coming in towards the finish now. This could be Genji's curtain call. The end of their
No
song
shift.
as they come towards the end of their tournament. Sentinels are eyeing up a deeper run
Holy
into the
shit.
bracket. Yeah, you better believe there's nothing on
They
that
just hit
high like
every
a
single
motor.
ult at the
In
end there.
it's
They
a
just hit 'em all.
green firework as Sentinels grab themselves a victory.
Jesus,
Tough.
that was absolute dominance. Bodes
Tough,
well
tough,
for
tough,
them
tough,
moving
tough.
forward as well. And maybe this is why we don't see a lot of Hulk these days. Like, they just seems to be
This
that
might,
character.
this, I think now that we've seen it in this fearless style ish, now that we've seen it, we've seen the Hulk Namor often, and every time it goes poorly, because like usually I think you can play. I think when you play Hulk Namor, you could play like a certain point or a certain part of the game with the comp, but if you're locked into it the entire game, it's kind of a bad combo. Are we doing every game today? That is literally the plan. Yes, that's why we're still here. That's why we're still here, and that's why it's not over. The whole plan is to do the entire tournament today. If we ever do another tournament, we could decide to do it differently then, but for now, for today, for this event, we're just doing it. One and done, bang it out, call it a day.
Gauntlet draft tournament with some gameplay interruptions in between here.
I gotta
and
pee
there.
really quick.
Went very quickly. fun having absolutely no fun on that map, and not all the cephalopods in the world could have made Namor more effective there. So Sentinels moving on 2-1 over Genji. Genji, all the props in the world, playing from Korea on ping. New tournament, new team. We will see this team later on, I am sure. Here is the bracket. Here is where we are. I think they had to do a quick break in that 100 Thieves Envy game up top. Only one map done there, but it's fine. We will have more matches for you here. This is the bracket. I've read all of these names a million times. It's why we have graphics. We put them on screen. I'm a visual learner anyway. This is where we're at. Sentinels will be moving on in the lower bracket, still alive. Genji is also out. We have one more elimination match that's going to happen on the B stream for you. It will be FlyQuest and Shikigami. Shikigami we have seen so far. I don't think our crew necessarily has at any FlyQuest games, so should be fun to see a new team at the very least reinvigorate us. for one last B stream, and we will.
It seems whoever
finish
wins
this
the draft
tournament
loses the game. W
come hell or
caster
high
curse.
water. I swear
By any
it
means
will happen.
necessary.
Hey, look.
Okay, and over here on map 2 for Envy and 100 Thieves in the winners bracket.
You know, for them, like, 'cause if he pops
Venom,
off, if he has
Luna,
moments to pop off,
Emma,
like, it's very
Winter
hard to
Soldier,
stop
Loki,
Terra on
Iron
the
Fist from 100 Thieves, and Envy's playing Storm, Invis, Hela, Magneto, Groot,
But Storm is gonna get
Luna.
locked in for Envy.
I actually like this a lot. I mean, you're getting a flyer here. You still get the natural like flyer, Invisible Woman synergy. And you've put it in a situation where I don't think 100 Thieves may have been expecting to come in. I think
Envy's
when
got a
they
pretty
saw
good-
that they went
pretty good
Vanguards
lineup
up on
here.
Hulk, they kind of discounted that could be a thing. And now you think about who's going to act as
100
a check.
Thieves has been
For the
dominating
most
with this
part,
Iron
I
Fist.
mean, it's probably going to be, Winter Soldier flailing or hoping that Terra can do it on the Iron Fist. And look, even though there is the meme of like, you're flying and the Iron Fist is, chasing after you as an anti-flyer, I don't think at this level of play it's like necessarily ultra optimal. So,
Damn impressive for Gen G with that much ping. Yeah, I mean, big shout out to Gen G for participating. They unfortunately are eliminated, but big W's. How do they have Winter Soldiers if they banned it? It's part of the format. You ban one, pick 3, ban, pick 3. So if you get your third pick, and they get their third pick, and you want to strategize and try to ban any of your already picked characters, that's part of the way you can do it. Basically, the draft is a giant the draft is a giant game of chess. And if you're good at that, you're probably going to win this tournament. That's the simplest way of putting it.
Here for 100 Thieves, where does this fit in, and how does this try and like handle some of the problems that are going to be on the Envy side?
Well, I mean, I support you no matter what, GB, but I do think overall that I think realistically this is going to be a pretty interesting.
The Fearless
matchup
bands,
because, like
the 6 characters that you're seeing, the Fearless bands, those are the last characters that they played. You can't play the same characters twice.
Out of control. It's not necessarily a super easy duel here, though, because with Iron Fist and Winter Soldier into the Hela Storm, not only do you have to deal with the threat of the flyer, but also Cal, one of the greatest. We talked about Cal in the past. They're one of the greatest Hela players in North America, and Hela is going to typically outrange both of these heroes, right?
As weird as it is, I
I
actually don't mind. What someone said is if you scrap the Fearless draft, it's kind of like a MOBA draft. I actually don't mind if the game did that. Imagine you could literally do what we have in this format. Imagine you could pick a character and ban that character so your other team can't play it in the actual format. That's actually kind of cool. I like it. I like it. It makes for some interesting mind games in the draft.
Pretty much everything that they could possibly want. Does Envy force a map 3? Let's send it over to your casters.
They did change in the Ignite tournament. They did change how picks and stuff happen. So the Ignite tournament is working a little differently in Marvel Rivals. I haven't looked into it exactly, but I'm gonna check.
I feel like those are the stakes at the moment. And yes, there's other factors that are going to come into play, but to me, that may be the most important storyline of this map.
For sure. I mean,
Come on,
this is
Cal.
just 100 Thieves advance,
Bring us to
or
map 3.
Envy, they bring it back. Right now, both squads just looking at each other, just staring at each other menacingly as Terra already looking to make some plays there. The hook gonna come out for Delena, actually. Putting Window here onto the point, but luckily some walls to mitigate some of the damage. And just more poking gonna happen.
Envy's looking better in the neutral here so far. Vinny nearly getting taken down, has to back out. Terra has just barely gotten away with his life multiple times. And
TTK is
Envy,
so
you're seeing
low.
this in the
Oh,
aggression
he
here, too.
squeezed
Like, Envy's
through.
just walking forward, getting more point control. 100 Thieves.
These
still
Groot walls
getting
are
pummeled on
having
the
Groot on
outside.
this map's
Looking for a
really,
pickoff
really
on the
good.
Kaluge, but
Envy
the Kaluge
should
is
be
able
able to
to
win this first
speedily,
point.
Finally hits Paydirt, finishes off Vinny. And now with the 6v5, there's going to be kind of a last gasp coming in here for 100 Thieves, trying to look for an evening out pickup, but Envy is still at a full 6. They're still looking good. Nero can drop the boundary here, and they can secure first point. 100 Thieves is not going to be able to do much about it. The boundary comes on down, and they actually invest Fate of Both Worlds. I don't know if this is the play right now for 100 Thieves. You're going to delay it, but you're going to lose a lot of resources, and I still think this fight, if Window can land a good Strangling Prison, may just be over. However, you got Terra coming on into the backline, set up by Delena.
Yep.
It's not going to be enough. Cal is just too good.
No, I mean, and also more importantly than that too, just once they traded that God of Mischief, when they traded some of those ults, they're just playing around the aura here for Speedily so well. Because remember, for Storm, you have
This
two
should
auras,
be
that God of
a
Thunder,
pretty easy map for
or rather,
Envy,
the
I think.
Thunder
I mean,
aura,
just
and
this
also the Storm
whole
aura.
yeah,
And I think
this
the lightning.
whole
And that's
not just this
you're getting
map, but like the whole not series,
so much
but you know,
damage here is going to the field for Envy, where they're gonna be
fucking
building ults, they're going to be putting so much pressure
domination
on
map, I
Thieves
guess.
to just keep those
It's kind of
heroes up.
confusing. I should say point
they
and
just
map.
burst through the strengthening prison for Window,
Map is like
which
the whole
excellent.
thing,
Goddess
and
Pursuit
point
doing all that
is
AoE damage. So 100
this
Thieves now
point.
having to come back in. They are going to have the
I always
lead.
confuse
They're
the
gonna have some
wording.
options here to engage really aggressively here with the piece of the abyss as well. The Sonic Seduction. So tons of engagement ults going to be happening.
Full engagement 100 Thieves. Feast into Iron Fist.
Damn.
Okay, Terra's just gone. Terra's just immediately
Wow.
destroyed. Speedily and Cal just turning, and the focus fire really good on the Terra. And just like that,
If I'm 100 Thieves, I'm like, all right, we go map 3, we go map 3, we start thinking about our bans.
Once more, find themselves
Unless-
pushed back.
And I think kind of the difference here too is like, let's say when you have the Iron Fist versus the Wolverine,
3 maps, 1 set makes more sense. Ooh, calling it a set is very
You don't
professional.
have some of that tankiness
I like
that
calling it a
Wolverine
set.
does.
That's
So
pretty
all
cool.
This damage just being sent to Cal as well means that it's just so hard for Terra to live, to get max value. And you see the walls, you see the invisible boundaries, and Sonic Seduction just not getting too much either.
Didn't get much.
Yeah, Sonic Seduction coming in here from Envy, and
Window has a big ult, maybe.
coming in from TTK, and Envy just able to
all
back
right.
out a bit. They catch Window. Window not able to fully disengage.
This could be huge.
So 100 Thieves
Huge time.
taking down Kalush. Both front
Oh,
down.
and he doesn't get anyone.
This may be a little bit questionable, and use Fate of Both Worlds.
Great
If you're looking
healing
to pick
from
here,
100
maybe
Thieves.
Harvey, though.
Holy
Dances to
crap,
and fro
great
around the pillar.
healings.
It forces out Fate of Both Worlds
That
in
was
turn,
so good from 100
I mean,
Thieves to
100
live
Thieves
from
stay
that.
in here, but they burned
Wow.
the rest of their bank.
Holy shit,
I mean, that's
that was
a really great
good.
read from Speedily. If their goal was to just force more ults out of
They
100
stayed
Thieves, that's
alive
exactly
through
what
all
they
of
did.
that.
They got rid of the Kraken impact.
Didn't
They got
lose
rid of that
anyone.
strategy ult from SAP, the Fate of Both Worlds. So
Clean.
that's really
Clean,
big.
clean, clean.
Envy now have forced a really expensive fight for 100 Thieves. They have a ton of time in the bank. And they just
100 Thieves got some
they're
good-ass
using
healers, let me
time
tell you.
Back in here, building up their ult bank again. So much pressure here for 100 Thieves to get something going here. Terra close to Living Chi. Maybe can set up a dive with Vinny. And Envy just going to be looking for a strengthening prison, knowing SAP doesn't have the Fate of Both Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, I think your window right now, you get a little bit aggressive with it. You walk up and take the opportunity. Meanwhile, a little bit anti-air Iron Fist trying to put some pressure on the Storm as Terra. Under pressure himself, has to back on out. And now, all eyes must be on window. Cal, though, down. Vinny on the dive. Creates the opportunity, and down Cal. Now, you don't really want to use the Strangling Prison, and you can't while you're dead anyways.
And now this is a big chance here for 100 Thieves, because 100 Thieves, they're chasing to get some final limbs. They might get more. They are going to get some more. Speedily going down. Terra has to be careful not to get caught.
Silly
And they
ass
built up
character.
even more of an ult bank here. So now there's no free Strangling Prison that goes out for window anymore. This is 100 Thieves having some rebuttal options there. They're close to the strategist ults. They're going to have some return, but not until Lena goes down to the pick from Cal. And we've talked about Cal so often being such a difference maker for the squad.
They'll overextend a little bit.
That's massive. There's no Kraken impact to start this out. 100 Thieves. Now they're going to get ulted on while down a player. Terra with the Living Chi going into the back. We'll see how that pans out. But if you're Envy, you need to add on to your advantage. Goss of Death from Cal. In or the top. And now, Visual Boundary out here from Envy with Strangling Prison. Cal on the fall through with the Goss of Death. With the dunk from Kaluja on top. 100 Thieves bleeding out players. Harvey gonna fall down at the end, and the retake is clean for Envy. Not much time left for 100 Thieves to contest.
And remember, there's
Yeah,
no strange
that's-
portals coming out here, so 100 Thieves, they need to make it back. They need to touch Terra.
I don't think they can make it back.
Flank.
They can't
See
swap.
Speedily
It's
looking for
just,
some of
I mean,
the-
Vinny
some of the
could
looks
kind of
here.
touch,
But the
but
lead
Can
got
find the person. Uh-oh.
there's not. That's game. That's
Have
game.
to drop some of those
Really?
shields. Going to drop the piece of the abyss too to get the
He
bonus.
ulted?
Lots and lots of bonus here.
Wait, hold
Just
on.
keeping them up.
Month might need to ult
100
here.
Thieves burning some of their
There-
ult
the
bank
Envy's
here, but
Luna
they
might
are
actually
able
need
to
to
get the re-engage. Even with the pick
I
on
think
the
you do
Luna,
it. I think there it
get
is.
the
Yeah,
Living
there it
Chi.
is. There it is. Good
Terra
ults.
moving up and over. Meanwhile, Speedily.
You need to make
Omega
sure you win
Hurricane
this
into the
fucking point.
back. Looking reasonable here. Forces out the regen domain. And goes
No
down.
way.
Stayed for a little bit too long.
No
Delete
way
with
they're
the punish.
turning this
100 Thieves
around.
now with
100
the
Thieves is
opportunity to
literally
come right
turning this
back on
around,
in.
bro.
And Envy now.
No
on the ropes.
way.
Envy looking wounded.
No
Window, super low.
way.
The Kraken impact in here for Delita. Down goes Window. The reset is still there. One more time. Drop it. Delita into the back again. And 100 Thieves might have just saved the round.
Absolute heroics
Oh
coming out there.
my
And Vinny using the cooldowns
god.
there for the Venom so well, just getting so much bonus health. Because remember, the
What?
more health he's missing, the more health he gets back. I don't think Envy's going to be able to touch.
There's no
shot.
way.
They've already used the Astral Flock. That's going to be the round.
Oh my god.
The heroics from Delina at
I was so sure. I double, triple down, thinking Envy would win that first point.
Potentially.
I thought for sure it wasn't even going to be close.
look at here. I mean, there's definitely a lot of stat farming going on, which makes sense. I mean, you're playing the Storm. You're getting just so much damage and just AoE damage.
Storm ult's sad. It's really bad. Yeah. Storm ult is pretty easy to heal through, but I mean, you need your healers to be paying attention, right? And their healers, the Loki lamp kind of just.
Okay.
Fuck, that's rough. I thought for sure.
From being knocked into the lower bracket. Meanwhile, 100 Thieves, should they win this round, they will be guaranteed no.
I thought for sure that was losable. The second I saw Venom ult, I was like, really? Venom, you're just ulting to lose? But nope, 100 Thieves, they're, they're very good. That's why I just watch.
On the verge of really putting themselves ahead here in the Shroud Gauntlet.
Yeah.
We'll see how this one pans out. Can they do it one more time with the Iron Fist Venom comp? It was a little bit back and forth the first time around, but they found their way, Avast.
Window here on the point. Strickland Prison already available. Remember, those ults are going to carry over between the domination rounds. This is legally down so early. They're trying to punish Vinny here, but maybe they can get something done early here with the Strangling Prison. They're just trying to stay in this fight right now where they're down 1.
I mean, being down 1 this early is brutal. Window has the Strangling Prison, but not a good time to drop it. Terra gonna force the issue, takes on down, and Terra is just going wild in this round.
This
Again,
map,
I'm
going to be honest, this map is going to be pretty hard for their comp, I feel like.
Dry. As of yet, it's just the endless well. So first cap for 100 Thieves. And we talked about previously about 100 Thieves. They have like these comfort picks, these comfort comps. But it's just such a good sign for them that we've seen them flexing off this recently. And I mean, even Vinny playing Venom, right? Just something that I don't think we've really seen Vinny play too much at all. We've definitely seen TTK on the Emma Frost, but showing that there's a lot of flexibility still in this Vanguard line for 100 Thieves. So now Envy holding on to the strength of the prison, still holding on to the meteor rim. They have some options here in the bank. They need to be worried of the engage plus the Kraken impact.
Vinny moving on in, decides not to invest the feast here just yet. 100 Thieves playing it a little bit slower, giving Terra some time.
He's climbing, he's flying.
Window dropping the Strangling Prisons. Fall through, going to be there. It's enough
Vinny
to take down Vinny, but
ult.
Delina gets his pound of flesh and turn. Narrow out of the fight. Both teams down 1. And look at this anti-air Iron Fist. And now, Living Chi going to be popped. 100 Thieves. They sense a little bit of blood in the water. Omega Hurricane, though, coming out at the same time here from Speedily.
I don't know if that ult did anything.
No, but into the back. It's Terra once more. Terra with the 2-piece. Terra continuing to rip Envy apart.
And Terra just completely untouched the majority of that time.
Jesus Christ.
Stays alive in the backline. And sure, Envy with the Omega Hurricane, with the
the finals are BO5, yeah.
Off, so they get the flip at least. So there's a little bit of breathing room for Envy. But there's nothing is going their way right now in this map. And this is the map where we're like, oh, they sacked the first round, right? Like, this is good. Like, this is it. This is going to be the map that they bring them back into the series. They have a much better pick. They have the Groot. They have the Hela. They have stuff that looks really great for them. And Kalush on the Magneto. But they're just not getting anything done so far. And 100 Thieves just controlling these chokes. Just baiting them out. Though I say that Window going to go down. Or rather going to take Delena.
Yeah, I mean, I think Delena must have been looking for a hook there. Hook attempt gets punished. Vinny, though, onto the back. Really making Cal's life difficult. Just finishes it off. Vinny, right place, right time. Even things out 5 on 5. Invisible boundary now. Gonna be dropped by Envy, where they're running out of time. They're full committing here in this fight. They'll win this fight. 100 Thieves will move on into the upper bracket, and Vinny's back. Devours month right up. Delena taking that Kalush.
Yep, that's it.
Piece
that's
by
it.
piece, and 100 Thieves on the way to the upper bracket. They've secured their spot in a minimum of $10,000 here tonight.
100 Thieves, my prediction's already off. I thought Envy was going to make it to the finals.
Masterclass on Venom. Legitimately, just that is.
I thought it was going to be.
Nasty. And with the name,
I thought it was going to be Envy Sentinels. Now it's looking like it could be. I just want to let you know that 100 Thieves has had their MVP exclusively. I think healers. I'm pretty sure. SJP and Harvey have been killing it. Incredible stuff. Okay, so 100 Thieves is in your finals, and Envy's going to the lowers. Now we have FlyQuest for Shikigami, lower bracket elimination. Shikigami already took 1 point. Okay.
So much more value considering you go into the sky with the Galactic Legend. Nothing is there to meet you in terms of a meteor. You're just relying on Stratus Ultimates, and there was a Stratus Ultimate to save Adios. He just was a little bit too high, like you said, Leg Day, resulting in FlyQuest being down on this retouch.
Oh, Krasman caught out early. Great pull coming through from Koopatastic. Drags in that Groot. Scalagengi also isolated. Even with the healing coming through from Ricky, they care little for it. Dragged into place, held up by Emma Frost, held aloft and just said, okay, team, come and feast your eyes on this little bug and decimate her for me.
Yeah, point camp, fly quest, pretty easy. I mean, that's the strength of Invisible Woman is stuff like that. So Koopatastic, truly a great player. Finding that elimination, Shikigami also committed ults in that fight, and they have every ult in the book here, leg day, right? You've got them sitting on them. I don't know. They get screwed up, obviously, but it's scary to go there.
Ideally, you just want to be economical with this one. Oh, Krasman's already caught himself a Cape of Terror. That's a lot of damage taken. Sonic Seduction grabs in multiple players, answered by the Strangling Prison. A desperate attempt to try and move away from this one as Energy hovers above with the Kraken Impact, an attempt to try and shut him down. Great play onto Ricky, but of course, they are a primary target here.
Jesus Christ.
Wants Vest, finds Vest, isn't able to shut down.
Oh my God.
By the Cloak and Dagger, but in the end, the remainder of the team has fallen apart. Zello stands alone, and the weight of Shikigami is too much for their narrow shoulders.
How do we keep seeing these teams with a massive ult bank just screw it up and lose? Like, this happened again. FlyQuest getting pulled in, and I mean, not good. Amadian's ultimate again. Galactic Legend finding so much value without that Magneto being in the game. He's just able to kind of track down FlyQuest amidst these ultimates and energy. A little bit too aggressive with the Kraken Impact without the team.
All right, Strangling Prison grabs in multiple players. Oh, they are burning in
Jesus
place right now.
Christ.
The tainted voltage.
This is just back and forth team fights.
The coup de grace on top of all of it as Energy finds those final hits and attempted a resurrection.
Oh my God, they all res.
A spore bomb coming through from the group.
And then they died. Oh no. Shikigami, no.
Thinking better of going back into this fight. What is Bro doing? Hope he's just walking it down. I guess trying to avoid being staggered. They're giving Shocker a little bit of disengagement time.
That's rough.
Oh no. Yeah, that was
just mind controlled, man.
I don't know about that res, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that res was not great. That res was not great. All good.
Now, on the defense, it seems like neither of these teams want to hold the objective leg day. Dragon even doesn't want to stay there. He's like, screw this, I'm out of here. Now coming into it, Shikigami have to walk in with their Cloak and Dagger ult.
He's done so, bro. Energy once again with the Kraken Impact. It previously was the flavor of all of Marvel Rivals Esports. Not quite so much for saying now. Vest from inside of the Invisible Woman ult emerges victorious. Potentially Krasman. It's a bit of a martyrdom attempt right there. Lays down the Strangling Prison as they fall. And
GG. Or, well, third point.
They are routed away from a point. FlyQuest use every resource they have and a little more on top of that. But they are far from done as Krakoa is tied up 1-1.
1-1 indeed. And I don't want to, you know, obviously that was an odd res situation for Shikigami. I don't want to call him out too much too, because I know literally after the match we watched earlier leg day on Twitter, he's out here depresso tweeting. So I don't want to get on Shocker too much, considering, you know, triple res composition. It's always tough to get those res timings down with the ultimate, right?
Yeah, the bracket's in my Twitch chat right there.
But yeah, he was definitely depresso tweeting after that, the 2 ultimate misuse on Aegisopath. That happens. You know, it happens to the best of us, and even to pro players who, you know, are really good, they can get caught out sometimes.
Well, at least there's some content.
The bottleneck right now.
Yep.
Even if it's just someone having a real bad time.
The unfortunate bottleneck of some of the matches being offbeat is the bottleneck is everything needs, like, everything from here on out is going to be 1 by 1 by 1 because of just the format. So everyone's waiting for this match to end to see where the lowers goes to get to the final. So 100 Thieves has a very big break. 100 Thieves has a very big break. Like, they're good for like at least an hour and a half. Like, they are chilling probably. This is gonna go. It's gonna go a little longer than I thought.
A little bit of a cosplay up towards the sky. You better believe the Galactic Legends ready to go. Metallic Bulwark coming through as well. A nice little target. Spark Chief actually finished off by the Caper of Terror, who was brought forth by Dinks now. And this is making a little bit of a... It's a foolhardy attempt to contest the point. I'm not going to lie. It's brave,
dinner time for 100 Thieves. Yeah, they may as well go get dinner. Yeah. 100 Thieves, go out and celebrate. Go get that you're in the finals. You got minimum 10K. 25 if you win.
Amadian finding value out of the Galactic Legend. It feels like every single time he pops Q, he's fighting kills. So right now, Shikigami set themselves up for success, although, like we said earlier, like neither of these teams do necessarily the best job defending. It's a bit of a hard retake, I think, though, on this specific round.
Yeah, very difficult to try and make some real value here. You can see that the ultimate is available for Adios, likely going to be answered by the Magneto.
Jesus.
Down on top of a strangling prison. An absolute alpha strike. If ever I've seen one, grip them into one place, cook them under the grill.
Oh my God.
Shikigami, they are not going to be eating good tonight, but FlyQuest, they got themselves an absolute buffet to work with.
I'm telling you, it's like neither of these teams want to hold the point, man. They're just like, no, you take the point. No, you take the point. Spark Chief decided to just control that himself and threw out his ultimate. Kraz obviously didn't use their own. Shikigami looking to play back, but just got caught out by a well-timed ult from Spark Chief.
All right, Energy. Good cook here with the Kraken impact. Has been trying to combine it with other things, as by itself it could be a touch anemic now, post-nerfs in Season 2. Krasman pulled on
Jesus Christ.
Decision's been made
Just staring at the floor.
Just continuously pulled and pulled and pulled again, and raised back as Shocker says, you aren't done yet, soldier. Get back in there. They want to try and shut down the ult from the Cloak and Dagger here. Moving into cover, great heads-up play coming through from the side of Zelos to make sure we're not going to be quickly angered out by that. Adios flying too high, too close to the sun, even for a hot boy like the Human Torch. The sun can be overwhelming. And Amadian, like you said, no one can defend today.
Yeah. I mean, that was Amadian with a well-timed ultimate again. I think I've said that multiple times at this point, but realistically, Amadian is that guy on Star-Lord right now against no Magneto. It just makes the character so easy to play. Now on this defense, we'll see how the side of Shikigami.
I'm a little worried for FlyQuest on this one.
With his ultimate being incredibly patient.
I'm a little worried.
Patient because Spark Chief has built up another strangling prison by the time Kraz has even used one. So this one better be huge from Kraz.
Oh, it's an early play. Great setup on the wall behind them. Zelos already punished.
No.
That blaster barrage triggering so much damage off of the Thorn Lash wall that was put behind it. Great
this is going to be hard. This is going to be a hard walk in.
Yep, it was the first one so far. I mean,
it had to happen eventually.
It had to. Kraz was holding on to his ult for so long that I think FlyQuest forgot that Groot had ultimate. So, really smart use from Kraz just to wait till the very last moment. Now FlyQuest getting poked heavily as they walk in.
Yeah, eating a lot of damage on the way forward, but they have the touch. 5% remains between Shikigami and claiming this first map. There's still the ult to try and play with here, taking to the Sky Amadian. Low on target.
Oh, big pick. Getting res though.
Unreal value from Energy here, who's still holding on to his Kraken impact. Now it's going to be Eternal Bomb.
No value on the Spark Chief. Groot ult.
All of this, a well-placed Terracate. Make sure that this crew is in major danger.
Jesus Christ. How did he live?
An almost point-blank dunk from a Magneto. The damage is not enough to get Energy down low. Getting stuck in the midst of all of this, strangling prison grips in multiple members of
it's a goddamn brawl. It's a bloodbath.
More damage might well win out. Shocker says that the mortal coil is mine today to play with, and he writes quite the song upon it. A haiku of death and life as well is going to be meeting up in the sky. As Adios
FlyQuest,
by Krasman, softened up in the midst of all of that by Amadi and Spark Chief. Going to be trying to stand alone here.
They're probably they're probably losing this first map.
Unyielding tide.
Yep.
Has finally come
Cooper got ult. Cooper got ult.
Amadian almost has himself yet another ult. The second
well,
fight, of course,
Amadian just does have a free. He just has a free ult here. And GG. There it is.
Down so much damage. Adios barely.
Oh wait, Zelos. If Zelos could stay alive. Nah, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
They're going to be burst like a bubble. Shikigami are on this point, and they are unbreakable.
Tough.
Crap, man. I mean, unfortunate for FlyQuest, just yeeting the ultimate out.
Wait, are they showing this here too?
Oh,
they are.
Make sure that this crew is in major danger.
We get to watch it again. We get to watch it one more time.
Point blank dunk from a Magneto. The damage is not enough to get Energy down low. Amadian getting stuck in the midst of all of this. Strangling prison grips in multiple members of FlyQuest.
We're watching it twice, baby. We're watching it twice.
Damage might well win out. Shocker says that the mortal coil is mine today to play with, and he writes quite the song song upon it, a haiku of death and of life as well as going to be meeting up in the sky.
It's kind of delayed from the other one. How is this one so much more delayed? Wait, am I behind? Wait, have I been behind this whole time?
Yes, and a little bit of heals to work with Shikigami. They're an unyielding tide, and the tide has finally come in for the red team. Amalian almost has himself yet another round, but the second in his fight, of course, it's an absolute farm here for the Star-Lord. He takes to the sky, and he manages to land down so much damage. Adios barely even got to get back to the fight. Smart team just trying his best to play in the bubble. They came down in a bubble, and they're going to be burst like a bubble.
It's still a little bit behind.
Are on this point, and they are unbreakable.
Holy crap, man. I mean, unfortunate for FlyQuest, just yeeting the ultimate out from Spark Chief, just not connecting onto anybody. Shikigami win mat number 1 with a triple res composition, beats out the human torch.
Let me pull up the bracket really quick.
And forth, but at the end of the day, Pink's MVP, Shiki get it done. Like, should you breathe after that? Are you good leg day after that?
Yeah. That was quite the last fight that was happening. My goodness. Triple res.
Leg day is absolutely killing it. This is leg day. I think this is leg day's last thing, unless he wants to keep going. But basically, we have the FlyQuest Shikigami lower bracket quarterfinals. And this is where the unfortunate thing happened, where one side of the bracket moved a little faster than the other side of the bracket. So unfortunately, Sentinels needs to wait for this, and then Envy needs to wait for this, and then 100 Thieves needs to wait for this. So unfortunately, one side of the bracket moved a little faster than the other.
Amazing match. FlyQuest 0-1. This is as close
So
as can be.
100 Thieves, you're gonna be waiting. You're gonna be waiting a little bit. Go play some ranked matches, or get some dinner. Or did leg day change?
Which is not really news. We're gonna end it over on the B stream because there's nothing going up on the A stream, and we're gonna give Shroud's VOD channel their bandwidth back. We've used up all of the bits on the internet. We cannot use them anymore. So while we move into the next map, make sure that if you're on
We used
right
up
now,
all the
or on
bandwidth.
B stream on YouTube, you're gonna go to Rivals Fight Night on Twitch. You're gonna definitely go to Shroud with back. We've used up all of the bits on the internet. We cannot use them anymore. So while we move into the next map, make sure that if you're on Shroud right now, or on the B stream on YouTube, you're gonna go to Rivals Fight Night on.
Did I just like
definitely go to
deja
Shroud's
vu? What
channel
just
on
happened?
Twitch,
Was that deja vu?
twitch.tv/Shroud for the rest of the Shroud Gauntlet.
That
We're gonna
tripped me
take a
out.
Quick break here while we migrate all of our non-working brains.
Get me and Mace on the desk. We will put in the work.
So, Shroud viewers, go to the A stream. I've said it enough. You know where it is. We're going to take a quick break. We will have the conclusion of this series right after this.
All right. I believe that means leg day, Hex, and Dogman are clocking out. I believe they are clocking out. They are wrapped up, or maybe they'll swap around with some of the others. I'm not sure how production and stuff's going to do it, but obviously it is a long one to cast game after game after game after game. For me, it's easy. I'm just sitting here and just yapping with no rhyme or reason. But to the casters, that's a lot of work that they're putting in. So I think the B stream is wrapping up here. So it's just the A stream, which will just be finishing the FlyQuest Shikigami, then Sentinels, then Envy, then 100 Thieves. Still got a few games to go. Just have 6 people casting one match. Yeah, let's just have everybody talk at the same time. That's a good idea. Bring us lemon kiwi. What's up, Mace? Shit. Lemon kiwi. Yep. I mean, we'll see if we decide to do this again. Maybe we'll get different folk. Maybe we'll get the same folk. You never know. You never know. Honestly, a lot of me asking Netties if they want to do this again will come from, did the players enjoy it? Because if the players didn't enjoy it, then why the heck would I do it again? You know. So I'm gonna have to ask around and see if they even had fun. You know, see if they even had fun, and if they didn't, then I could just ask Netties and whatever to just do a normal tournament. You know, just do it normal, traditional. Maybe add like one twist for fun. I don't know. I imagine the team that wins is going to have a lot of fun. True, true. Any team that's like top 2, you know? Any team that's in the grand finals, they probably have a good time. Everyone else, maybe not. But you know what I mean? Like, obviously, no one likes to lose. But, like, if they at least had, like, a decent time, then we can figure out some of the kinks and go again. But if most people were like, didn't really care for it, just want to play more traditional, then fuck it. Then I could see if NetEase wants to do something more traditional. Because, like, it is fun to kind of watch party these. Do a full MOBA draft next. Each hero can only be picked by one team. Wait, actually. Wait, you could be cooking there. So you cannot play. Damn. No, that'd be way too hard, I think. Right? That'd be way too hard. That'd be almost impossible. They'd probably like it more if it was a 2-day event. Yeah, maybe. Maybe the one day drag is not the play. But we're already committed. You know, there's no 2 days now. We're committed. We're locked in. Listen, you know, I just wanted the Marvel Rivals players. I just wanted these Zoomers, okay, to feel the way I felt, sorry. When I did tournaments 10 years ago. That's all. You know, I just wanted all the Zoomers of Marvel Rivals to feel the same way that I felt. Is that too much to ask? You know? It's all good. There's always next time for the whole weekend. True? True. I should also just fly everybody out. Let's just do a LAN. Yeah, fuck it. This unk wants us to walk to school up hills both ways when we have cars. Listen, man, I used to sit 16 hours in a tournament. Okay? I just want, you guys don't even know the horror stories of tournaments that I used to sit through, you know? I just want to share some of that with the new gen. Please invite us again. Little VP action? Yeah, well, like I said, I want to get everyone's reception. I want to get everyone's feedback. I want to get caster feedback. I want to get production feedback, and I want to get player feedback. See what they thought of the whole thing, and then kind of evaluate my options. And my options being asking NetEase if they want to do it again. That's all. To be fair, most players I feel like play 12 hours a day every single day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like most people just do that. I swear to God, when I see all of these grinders and rivals, they are always online. How do you guys play this much? VP's old man bones might deteriorate by the time the next Shroud Gauntlet happens. Oh my God, you're starting the NA versus EU freaking drama, Mace. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I don't know if pro teams turning down 50K tourney. I traveled cross country for like $500. All right, hotshot. Jeez. I don't know why a hotshot in here, goddamn. We gotta spice up the scene, not enough drama. Honestly, you're right. There isn't too much rivalries or dramas. Everyone's really, really nice. Seriously. Every interaction that I've had with like every player on every team is really nice. You actually might be right. We need a little bit more anger, a little bit more drama in the mix. You might be right. I'll start some drama, Mace. Leaking DMs right now. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Leak some DMs. Let it rip. Honestly, Hogs, just do it, bro. Just leak this. Just do it, man. Live in the moment. The moment is leaking. Just do it. Start the drama, bro. Honestly, I give you permission. I'll allow it. God damn it. Drama's fun. Honestly, fuck it. Make it up too. Just make it up. Make it up. Don't. It's not even real. Just make that shit up. Boss man told me Mace, I'm doing it. Oh, it's Mace drama. Oh, even better. Oh, if it's Mace drama. Yes. Are you kidding me? Mace is the kind of person that you can leak that drama. You could do that. You could leak it for sure. I was going to say if it was about other people or whatever, maybe not. But Mace is the guy. He's the guy. He could take it, you know? He could take it. Let him be the Dark Knight, you know? Let him be the Dark Knight. Think about it, Mace. You could be Batman. Shit. Wait, they're back.
Stream. It is your friendly B-Stream casters. We are up here now. We're in the big times, guys. We made it. All of our hard work is paying off. We are in the middle of a matchup here. It's FlyQuest versus Shikigami. If you missed it on the B-Stream, you missed a heck of a first round.
I see what's happening. They're not wrapped up yet, but they will be wrapped up soon. I see.
Yeah, we're still in the lower bracket. We're grinding through these games, so we are finishing this tournament tonight or tomorrow. Welcome our new European audience just waking up and joining us. Thank you very much for that. We are still going.
God damn it, even the casters are ragging on it.
I think we have the draft going. We're just get right into it whenever we can here. Guys, Shikigami has been playing really well. One of my favorite stories all throughout of, well, Rivals in the last
tomorrow.
Month or so. FlyQuest had really defined themselves as running flyer kind of heroes, but as we go through the fearless formats, those heroes that they just played, they can't play again. And for Shikigami, what I look at them for is like, how are you going to adjust your tank line, Dogman? Because they played their best heroes on tank, on the Vanguard beforehand.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the big thing is that they need to figure out, okay, we just played the crew, right? We also just played the Emma. You probably want to get
thank you for the sub, brother.
Right, coming in.
I feel like casters are like normal human beings, and they probably like wake up like early and shit. You know, like I wake up, it's like noon. They probably wake up, it's like 7 a.m. like normal people.
Human torches, and also with triple res being removed from Shikigami's side, or rather from FlyQuest's side with the Adam Warlock. Makes a little sense that they want to go for that ban.
Let me check Discord really quick. Let's see how the Discord teams are doing.
Played in the last map.
Yeah, it's funny that they both are like, this is the best comp and we know it, so we don't want you playing it. So yeah, absolutely. Leg day, a Loki pick comes in here for FlyQuest. Now we've seen a lot of teams do the strategy where they make a pick. And they make
not Dogman. Right Dogman, not normal.
We've been calling it the pro player move, obviously.
Okay, all right, Hawks. I guess we're starting drama against Dogman. That's all good.
Yeah, as the other side, Luna is going to be the pick, and what we've been seeing is that third pick. Now we're in the ban phase again. The next ban can come in, and you can say, "Well, we have Luna. Now you can't have Luna," and that'd be a really good hero to do it on, wouldn't it, Harry?
I mean, it would be the best. Like, even if they didn't pick Luna here, I would have banned Luna if I'm Shikigami, because that means that FlyQuest are playing Loki with Rocket Raccoon.
Luna, Psylocke, Emma, Magneto, Psylocke, Loki.
I guess they could have played
ban Torch, ban Adam. Now they're thinking about their next ban.
Talked about before during one of our long draft diatribes. There is like there's an implicit ban on Mantis when you ban Adam as well, because Mantis without Adam is a very limited value, and you want to run them.
FlyQuest could.
In that triple support
FlyQuest could ban Loki. Actually, they might. Maybe. FlyQuest could ban Loki potentially. I don't know if they would do that though. Would they?
Still a Captain America in the pool for both of these teams. It was banned out, I believe, earlier on in map number 1, so neither team has used it yet.
Damn, every major org's in Rivals now?
Yeah, this is the phase where it gets really
I mean,
which is sometimes why the draft slows down right about
Rivals
here.
is
ban phase, and
Rivals is showing a little bit more interest in esports, so I feel like why not?
We're
you know?
usually able to get through the first 6 picks. Then we enter the second ban phase, so this is kind of where teams are taking time to huddle around. And even in the short span that we've had on the tournament today, we've seen teams like really start to understand the draft and how they can manipulate the other team with this ban phase in particular. If you had to take a wild shot in the dark, Dogman, what do you think is going to be the next ban?
Should be timers on bans. Oh, there's a timer. Trust me, there is a timer.
Right? He said that they probably want to do that pro gamer move.
There is a timer.
Get rid of the Luna Snow, right? I mean, you take it, you ban it. That makes sense on their side. For FlyQuest, I mean, it's tough because I think they're in a worse position with their side of the ban.
Dogman is tired. Dogman is tired.
Strange, so maybe you want to ban that out. However, I think
how do you arrive at the name Dogman? That's a great question. He does stream, so you can ask him yourself. I'm pretty sure he streams.
If you lose this map, you also kind of ban it for yourself.
Maybe he likes dogs.
So you have to come back and resurrect it through that resurrect format that we have available for map number 3. So really, you need to win this upcoming map if you do choose to ban that Luna Snow now, because I mean, that they're going to have that Luna
Honey,
Snow for that
or any of my mods. Can you ban that level up Jesse guy? Because I can't. Does he find some like Twitch hack? Is he unbannable? Can you try it? Because I magically just he can't. He avoids my bans. He's somehow he's magical.
FlyQuest obviously is down a map, so they don't really have a luxury of planning ahead. This is do or die for them. They're going to have to make correct decisions. Shikigami's ban does come in. Shikigami is going to ban the...
He's literally parrying up. You actually could ban him? What the heck? I couldn't ban him. That's so weird.
So one of them's out, and that's going to be Human Torch's out because they played it before. We talk about heroes that are adjacent.
They banned Iron Man? Okay.
Kind of. They're not exactly the same, but especially in the duelist pool, you have heroes that are like, yeah, close enough. You can kind of still achieve it, and that's why Shikigami's getting rid of Iron Man. They don't want to deal with the skies.
Maybe FlyQuest counterban Loki here. I feel like Shikigami have kind of missed a trick here by letting FlyQuest have an acceptable composition. Both teams are just saying absolutely no to Gamma. We're not going to bother banning Hulk because Hulk by himself is kind of just bad thing. But I really think Shikigami could have...
I DM'd Dogman and told him to flame drafts. He not listening.
Say, okay,
wait, why do you want Dogman to flame it?
And well, at least now,
if he comes back up tier 3 subbing,
they can pivot into like Jeff Cap Luna if they want. Maybe that works out. Shikigami, they can probably play Jeff and Luna as well. Loki's still on the field as well. I really think FlyQuest could have taken that away. Both of these teams going to play like a hard meta strategist line. I think it's a little bit of a fumble when it comes to the overall drafting. I think that in these first rounds, anyway, in the first 2 rounds, duelist bans are kind of like, unless it's Johnny, the duelist ban can be a little bit of a waste.
Maybe FlyQuest should have banned. Maybe FlyQuest should have banned Loki. They had the perfect. FlyQuest had the perfect opportunity to pick Loki and ban Loki.
Very limited pool is when you can get more value out of a duelist.
I'm surprised.
It is a curious pick, especially from FlyQuest on that ban, as they say no more to Namor. Namor's not a hero that's hotly contested. We've only seen one Namor in all of the matches that we've done on our end of the stream, and didn't work out really well in that case either. And I only know this because I was...
Because you won't put me on the desk to do it? Dogman, too nice.
Absolutely was proven that I know nothing about what heroes are worth.
Did you send these Starcasters a pizza? They could have 10 pizzas on me.
Mentions, like, if you can pick her, you just pick her. Slots into every meta pretty well. You know, one of the best heroes in the game. There's the
Green Goblin with a prime. Thank you, brother.
Setting up a little Freedom Shark action.
That guy's into the Marvel vibe.
I'm providing it's a map that Jeff is good for. I don't know if we.
It is Midtown.
Luna, Captain America.
It's actually a good Jeff map, so maybe there's a world
Captain America.
Particularly worrying, but like Jeff can still get value.
Similar comps. The only difference is FlyQuest can't play
like Hell's Heaven or on Krakoa as well. With Captain America down.
Yeah, they can't play that Bucky.
Soldier come in as a second duelist, and I'm going to go down.
What are they going to play instead?
2 Captain Americas. It's like that elevator scene in Civil War, I think. It's been a while since I've seen the Marvel Universe, but I think that's somewhat of the lore accurate Captain Americas. We'll see what the final pick is for FlyQuest, and hopefully get you in there. It is going to be an
I don't think they're brawling each other, but, you know, there is an elevator scene.
Flyers in the Iron Man. You already played the Human Torch. We're not going to deal with something in the sky. Iron Fist is about as close to a flyer as you can get it sometimes.
Wait, payment isn't pizza? Okay, half track. Now you're joining in on the flame. All good.
So there's still something to deal with there.
Is
Okay,
the
guys,
tournament ending
we've been
tonight or
doing this
tomorrow?
all night. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Depends on where you live.
Until they kick me off.
Who
stream, which I've
knows?
heard is coming
We
soon.
might go. We might.
won this draft.
We might actually go till midnight.
I
Unironically, there
every
is a
single
world
time.
in where we go
It's
until
like
midnight. There is a
every
chance.
You were right once. I've been wrong every time.
There is a chance.
We might be the worst predictors of all time.
Let's go.
I think I would say
Let's
Shikigami.
go.
Recently, Winter
Let's get
Soldier got some
hype. Let's get
buffs.
hype for
He
a
now
midnight
gets
showing.
visibility, and the character's pretty solid.
Think about it
So
like
Iron
you're.
Fist,
Think about
I
it like
think
you're.
as good
Like
as
you're.
he
You
is,
know,
also gets
15
that team up with
again,
Luna Snow,
waiting
gives her a little bit
at
more of
Best
that
Buy or
back line
GameStop or wherever you're
survivability.
waiting for a midnight
I
launch.
actually like the
You
Winter
know,
Soldier these days
of a
little bit
title, and you're
more
gonna
than
pick up
Iron
the
Fist,
physical
but
copy.
It's close. I think a lot of these series
Relive
show
that
us,
memory
which
right now.
character's better. Is it the
'Cause
Iron
we
Fist
might
or
have a
is it the
midnight
Winter
grand
Soldier?
finals.
Obviously, for Shikigami side, they also have the Emma Frost team up, so that's another reason
Iron
why I would probably
Fist.
give them the edge.
What? FlyQuest is playing
Like,
Iron Fist here.
For me,
What?
it's also Shikigami, but my primary reason is the Emma Frost. I think that there's going to be an unfair Psylocke gradient here with the.
I got a feeling FlyQuest is about to be eliminated. I don't know. I'm getting weird vibes.
To be Luna Snow in the
I don't know if I
background,
want
whereas I
that.
think the reaction
I don't know what I
speed
want,
FlyQuest,
but I'm getting weird vibes.
That Shikigami are going to have to like the unassisted Psylocke is going to be a little bit more forgiving in terms of Shikigami's backline staying alive. Also, they have a little bit more peel for their backline.
Is
in
Light
the form
playing?
of
I believe
that
so,
flash
yeah.
From the Winter Soldier, giving over additional overhead.
Wait until you learn about what time it is for other time zones.
FlyQuest feeling a little bit toothless in the Psylocke solo assassinations. It's going to be a lot more coordination based.
You have to assume that if Shikigami is capable of dealing with this double flanker,
Get
and
in the
on
server,
Captain
boys.
America
You did your
front,
draft.
Obviously, they know
In the
what's coming,
server,
right?
start
There's
it
not
up.
gonna be any surprises here.
Lock
they know
in.
if they can just
Sentinels is
catch
waiting.
The dive, as I like to say sometimes.
Sentinels
they
is
can
waiting
catch these
patiently.
flankers and just keep themselves alive. That they'll have that sustained damage, a much better sustained damage, of course, with the Winter Soldier up front. So yeah, I would tend to agree. I like Shikigami here. They seem to understand what FlyQuest wants to do. Of all of the teams that we have in this tournament, I feel like
Where do we
these
see the
two
bracket?
teams
You can do a
have
Liquipedia.
one of the more
Or exclamation mark
understandable
bracket in my
solid
chat, I guess.
identities. Like FlyQuest really
What happened to
likes
Shroud?
run with
It's just one
Flyer.
stream
They
now
like
because
to
like
have
if
that
you look at the
conversation
bracket,
where
it's
Shikigami
just
very much kind of a
it's just the
grounded
lower
team
bracket run to the
defined a lot
finals.
by their
So
Vanguard
there's no
line.
reason for two streams. We
So
can't.
yeah, this is going to be
As good as it was being able to run two streams and go back and forth, we have now unfortunately hit a little bit of a crossroad here, a little bit of a roadblock, where we can only run one stream because there's only one set of matches. There's this one, then this one, then this one, and then this one.
We should be getting
So-
into the lobby momentarily here.
Listen, join up the lobby, join up the lobby. You know what I'm saying?
The teams, as always, the map is going to be Midtown
There we go, they're
Krakoa.
joining.
If you're just watching this stream and you missed it, Dogman, can you
Wait,
give us
that wasn't
a
that
brief,
bad of a wait at all.
bottom line, 2-sentence
15
summary of
minutes?
what happened on Krakoa?
Just absolute slogfest, man. I
It's
mean,
a
back
5-minute
and
break
forth.
with a
No team wanted
10-minute
to hold
That
the
wasn't
point. It was
bad.
like everybody was allergic to it.
That's not bad at
It was
all.
just COVID-19 on the objective.
15 minutes between
The
matches.
series.
That's all
That's
good.
really what it was. And Shikigami just
distancing defense.
yeah, Shikigami just didn't get the long COVID like FlyQuest did.
Yeah.
8 hours in, the teams are definitely learning how the draft works, and they're going a lot faster. I just want to say the first map, the first map in the first hour took 45 minutes. 45 minutes. So listen, to go from 45 minutes in the first hour to knock it down to 15 minutes, I'm saying we're improving. Both the players and us. Let's go.
My favorite stories to watch in all of Marvel Rivals for the last several weeks, and they continue to write the narrative.
No invite because Big Shroud hates me. Bro. What the heck? Hogs, why don't you join a team?
Take it away.
Thank you, Mr. Hexagram's heading into Midtown.
That's
That'll be a fun one, I think.
good.
Hex said it pretty well, right? Shikigami is a team that is really fun to watch, really fun to witness. Although apparently they have some haters right now. I'm getting freaking Hogs in my DM. He's like, Hogs is like, you need to flame the draft, dude. Give me my content, bro. Flame the draft.
What the heck, Hogs?
That's such a mid-noob pick, dude. You got to flame them for that.
How are you
What's
gonna
up,
become
Guru?
a clip master if you don't find
Yeah,
that
my
content,
bad. Yeah, sorry, Hogs, my bad. I'm not here for your content, I suppose. Here to see who wins this match.
Hogs,
And
this
honestly,
isn't
I
your
don't hate
show,
the Bucks,
Hogs.
so.
This is not your
like
show.
Yeah, it feels like
You're not the
Daze
main
was
character,
feeling
little bro.
confident As well, we talked about how Daze was kind of brought in often for the side of Shikigami. They want to play on this particular hero. Spark Chief catching a couple of hands. Oh, Scattergengi, nice use there of the quick elevation off the back of the Carbon Crush using that leap. Deus notices, though, that the car is being stalled in mid by the the Liberty jumping of the Captain America.
He's definitely liberating something right now. Mating towards the high ground, just kind of trying to peel off Light. Anytime Light goes to this backline, they're just kind of...
Oh my god, Iron Fist can move, huh?
The reflect, but Daze, oh my god, nice pick on the Energy to catch us out the Psylocke on the set of FlyQuest.
Krasman in towards the back, trying to potentially reflect any incoming absolute zeros. Already popping off Cooper-tastic with their God of Mischief. I assume they've copied their own Luna here, and indeed that is going to be a popped ultimate coming from Ricky first this time, though, and Cooper-tastic answers in response, of course, getting maximum uptime out of that ultimate. 2 Lunas is better than 1, and now you can see him.
Oh my god, nobody is dying.
Butterflies in their pocket, ready to put it in at a moment's notice if only it's going to be necessary. And given how well FlyQuest are holding at the moment, it seems like it's going to be necessary. As Shikigami, they've built towards a critical mass of ultimates. 5 of them ready to go. Vasonic Seduction goes first. Scattergengi is fairly low, immune to CC. That was quite the wild and ambitious ultimate right there. Maybe thinking a little bit too highly of themselves. Could have gone over onto some more guaranteed damage as Dinks rolls on forward now with the fate of both worlds. It's an absolute smorgasbord of Qs at the moment. A mess upon my screen. Pixels everywhere. No one falling down. Everyone's just pressing their M1s as hard as possible. But Light finally finds a Mardian with a well-placed Kunlun kick as Vest falls down to the diamond fists of Emma, and Dinks just does their best to continue helping out in this
my god, this is a shit show.
They're trying to hunt down the Iron Fist, but he's so damn evasive. A double coming through. Zelo's going to be the main victim of that, even with the attempts of the Loki with that regeneration domain to try and keep their fellow healer safe. Light falls down in the end to Ricky, and FlyQuest, they are finally starting to crumble.
I just to have the presence of mind amidst all of that pressure on the back line to go for a hook onto that Luna Snow. I mean, that was beautiful from Daze. However, a retouch is surely going to come through from FlyQuest, who are stabilizing somewhat
That's
well.
beyond bag.
Built up
God damn it, Hogs.
So they will have that strategist advantage as they walk in. Obviously, Ricky will have his own, forced to use it early by Spark Chief.
Yep, Spark Chief getting aggressive here. Big damage coming out of Light, still very far away from that living Chi, though. Shut down earlier. Cooper-tastic going to be copying over onto that Luna Snow ultimate. Fate of both worlds now available. Scattergengi tries to turn this one around with a Sonic Seduction. It's a phalanx of shields arrayed before him. A Testudo formation, more than capable of dealing with the feminine wiles of the Emma Frost. Light in the back has managed to find Dinks. It's always when you least expect it of that.
Damn, this is rough.
Makes their
one last fight to get past there. This might be a quick one, boys.
Like that from
depending on how this fight goes, this might be a 5-6 minute banger.
Being dove upon, so a bit of a misplaced Sonic Seduction, in my opinion. But you know, we have to remember this tournament is a marathon, right? It's been going on all day. All of these players have to mentally set up for it. Nice block from Light.
What did you make Dogman do?
Bro, read that one. Scattergengi doing his best to build up that beam. In a lot of danger is going to be that backline. Multiple players afflicted with the culling debuff of the Kraken impact, and it's going to be a couple of resets coming through as well. Cooper-tastic's clones start to go down one by one. Faluna's next up on the docket. Cooper-tastic, he's everywhere. He's omnipresent. He's the god of mischief, and he's at the mercy of Daze right now. Oh my goodness, where did his hands go when he most needed them? His digits have eroded. Oh, it's just a corpuscular little bundle of flesh where once they hid before. Zelos allowed to fall through the cracks as Cooper got a little bit too greedy with the holding on of their ultimate, copied over from their fellow backliner. Energy, though, is making good use of the opportunities that have been
Shikigami.
Ricky does their best to survive, moving on forward with that fate of both worlds, and somehow FlyQuest needs to stay alive on this point. The living Chi still going from Light, but it seems like it's been answered.
How are they winning this? What is happening?
Of this, moving forward, Krasman has access to that backline. They're going to be waddling on forward as Scattergengi maintains
they're
the
good.
temptation of a psionic seduction. Deus looks for a speculative hook, but is unable to connect on
third map angle. Third map
value. Disengages for a moment.
I think it's a third map angle.
To tick in favor of FlyQuest.
The casters are crying.
On the point. This Iron Fist is absolutely undeterred.
I think it's going to be a third map angle. The casters are literally crying, and not only that, Sentinels is the next people playing, and they're just like, no, dude, no.
About flaming me earlier for saying that the Bucky was good. It turns out Bucky is mid. There we go. There we go. Should have flamed the draft. Should have flamed their pro players for drafting the wrong thing in a brand new format. I would, you know what? That was such a good job from FlyQuest, though, right? I think that they were consistently putting pressure on the backline, even when they got picked off, whether it be energy or light in some cases. It's almost like the value is
We're going to midnight, boys. We're going to midnight. Lock in.
Onto both Thinks and Ricky, who
get your caffeine
left out
Load up.
to dry, except for Days just periodically helping.
I'm going to have to start paying the casters overtime, I think. No?
No, I don't.
Is there an overtime clause in our contract?
To put that much pressure onto the backline without any help. I mean, they have 5 deaths on Dink's side alone. That's tough for any strategist player.
30 seconds before you attack.
Oh, that's real rough. Oh, the backline's just been found again and again by Light, always finding the perfect moment to insert himself in that fight. Taking a lot of damage, by the way, 7.6k, but always managing to get away just by the skin of his teeth and feed over that support ultimate charge. But strategists are so desperate to get.
Yeah, right now, I mean, you got to mentally reframe, right? You have to change into getting this first point hold. In Shikigami, you know, you can't do any switches, right? You kind of stick with your draft in this format. And right now, they're stuck on Bucky, stuck on their current situation. And right now, FlyQuest taking full advantage of the amount of aggression their composition offers.
Already threats onto the backline. Krasman emerges from his back cave to where he is most needed. Of course, getting a little bit of stall on the carpet. This has to be a good.
Imagine they don't get there, though.
You know? It needs to be a full.
Imagine they don't get there.
Onto Light, keeping him on notice. Amadian uses both of their dashes to reposition. So for now, the backline is going to be safe from the attentions of the Psylocke. But Psylocke, in their own right, is not safe.
Is Captain America played often, or just in this tournament?
Continue to roll forward.
Aiding over the top, just kind of pressuring out the cart, giving up a lot of space right now as Shikigami. That's the tough aspect of this, is they're just not
He's
even
pretty
really
meta right now? Oh,
It
shit.
relies heavily on Days either getting a hook or
I feel like I didn't see him
getting
in
those
Fight Night.
random kills onto Energy.
Often.
And whoa, my God, uppercut into Energy's face, sends him back to the spawn.
Ideal pick
maybe I'm
right there. That
forgetting.
So much pressure on the Shikigami backline. And we're going to be able to time out Energy's return here as well. Amadian not too keen to go too deep, knowing that those support ultimates are available. A couple of Loki clones back here as well. Zelos could find themselves a little bit far.
Those pretty good holds.
Well, has to be very careful about that positioning.
It's a pretty good hold. I'm just saying, this ain't bad.
Coming from
2.5 minutes on the clock.
Dragon's
This ain't bad.
Avoiding the incoming
Hold.
damage and mind control.
Hold on, everybody. Get out from their chair. Get out from the chair. Stand up.
That one
Hold on.
elimination might be enough for Shikigami, although they just committed 3 ultimates to just finding him. And now FlyQuest get a walk back into this one off of just using Cooper-tastic crystals, right? So he's been very good in terms of positioning. Cooper-tastic, known as one of the best low-key players in North America, is proving it yet again today.
Bucky might just be the greatest pick of all time.
Deus, though, distracted by a sideshow elsewhere coming through from Light, and comes the Metallic Bulwark, using those quick punches to get away. However, in the back, it has been an ultimate force from Relu.
They got a lot of ultimates. I repeat, they got a lot of ultimates. This is scary.
Ultimate given, but Amadian's been found elsewhere. Shikigami might start to break here, as it's going to be moving forward with the Captain America extra survivability. It's going to be challenged, yes, by the Psylocke, but as everyone stays together,
all right. Map 3, are you guys ready?
Of damage,
you guys ready to go all night?
For FlyQuest to try and get this one done. Krasman's going to do his best to just jump around and put on the music show, but I'm afraid the curtain call is now, and it's going to be a 1-1. That is going to be a map number 3 on the docket.
Oh my God! We've had so many map number 3s, man. It's been an incredible day of Marvel Rivals. I think in this format, it's
tired.
been so much fun to watch with you like that. I mean, going to map number 3 yet again. Green versus red. We'll have to see what happens. Now we have the Resurrect feature involved as we head into map 3. So we're getting deep into this one, man.
Oh, no, Dogman.
You're going to have to call up correspondent Hogs to try and get some info.
You have to figure out what's going on.
Two things real quick. You know, it's been a long tournament when you're just exiting a match being green versus red, like Dynamite line. 2, I do want to talk a little bit about the Winter Soldier Bucky pick and the slander headed that way. So Turns out, probably correct, Slander. But my question to you, as someone pretending that I don't know what I'm talking about, someone pretending to be a casual, and not understanding, why is the Winter Soldier a bad pick there? Why did it not work? Why was it such little effect, Dogman?
I think you just synergistically with the composition, right? You have the Captain America, you have the Psylocke already. You might as well add another diver, right? The problem is Bucky sort of stagnates that kind of build, right? Bucky, realistically, to find value out of him,
they're never going to agree to cast for you again.
Counter dive versus characters.
Listen.
Iron Fist has
Listen,
a block.
I just want to let you guys know that this is a partnership, okay? This isn't. I'm not the overlord here, okay? We all agreed one day would be fine, and I think it is. We're only like what, 9 hours in? Yeah, we started at 1. We're only 9 hours in, guys. Guys, what's 3 more hours? What's a 12-hour day of work, you know? Think about what we're doing here. We're watching video games and talking about it, you know?
So FlyQuest will tie it up 1-1. As you've mentioned, we have gone to several.
Lock in. Are we grinders or are we not? You know?
On FlyQuest had really good rounds. Who was the standout player for you?
I feel like Light
Peak Saturday night.
Tertiary Vanguard might have been a huge standout for me. Like managing to get so much done towards the enemy backline, even when they had a huge amount of peel available, really picking their moments properly and allowing for FlyQuest to get value out of an unteamed up Psylocke. Though honestly, my highlight has to be the pink slip that's coming my way because I'm now 0 for 5 on draft winning predictions.
Shroud feeling young again. Yes, sir. I'm feeling damn good. I could go another 12 hours.
Nothing right now.
If I could do it,
well, this is what. So we got to do the hard.
We could all do it. You know what I'm saying?
Engagement bait. You know, we just got to randomly flame a hero for no reason. Right. That's just the correct answer.
If the internet's taught me anything, it's that the validity of statements, honesty, truth means absolutely nothing.
I showered 3 times already. Okay.
You make them. So
all right. Weird flex, bro. Weird flex.
Of what we're doing here. Anger's
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest, boys. The casters have taken a lot of breaks, but I have not. I've only taken 1. I'm gonna take a 5er. You take a 5er too.
Had any draws tonight at the very least, so very likely
Behave.
The next map will be our last. The next map will be at Symbiotic Surface. We are setting up the draft, things like that, because you've got all of these heroes that are banned out from the Fearless format system. Heroes that are going to be banned again, we're bringing back to Protect so that we actually have a decent pool of Vanguards and mostly strategists rather. Production, if you are listening, which hopefully you are, can we just bring up the bracket real quick, remind people how we got here and how much more we have to go so that they can budget out their caffeine for the rest of the evening. We are at the bottom there on A stream. FlyQuest Shikigami 1-1. At the top, 100 Thieves. Oh man, they rolled through Envy as well. We had the pleasure of watching 100 Thieves just dismantle Gen G in very quick fashion. So 100 Thieves obviously going to be a tough team to beat as they are just waiting in the finals. Might be getting some naps in right now, actually. FlyQuest Shikigami 1-1. Winner will face Sentinels. Sentinels has looked strong as well after getting knocked to the lower bracket by said Envy. Looking for that salty run back eventually against Envy waiting there. Guys, as we take a look at this bracket, we can keep it up on screen so I can just shut my eyes for a little bit. Is this kind of how you expected it to play out? I mean, I know we all knew 100 Thieves was good, Envy Sentinels. I mean, I guess in retrospect, is this kind of makes sense that the chalk is winning? Let's start with you, Dogman.
Yeah, I would say it makes a little bit of sense, right? Considering 100 Thieves just won another regional tournament recently, right? This team is very good currently, and it's fun to see that Shikigami is the only team to put up a fight really today, right? I mean, Gen G got kind of smoked, like you mentioned earlier, Hex, and Envy appears the same thing happened on their side. Now they're in that winners bracket final. It'd be fun to see if Shikigami kind of continue on that narrative. Obviously, that last round, that last map did not go well for them, but I think we can all agree it was a bit of a weird draft for them. Maybe going into this map 3, they can come back and get that matchup versus Sentinels, get that red on red matchup. Gonna go back to colors.
Yeah, one of the last teams to beat 100 Thieves was actually Shikigami. So it is a team that can vote. Yep. You know, that's just how the parity works so much in the North American region, especially. So Shroud X, obviously not the performance that they wanted going out very early. They just ended up like going to 5 against 100 Thieves very recently. Like, so like the fact that those two teams played close and the results could not be further apart just shows you how close all of these teams are together. I believe we're setting up lobby right now into the draft. And this one's going to be wild, I guess. So let's proffer kind of what we have seen as we've been through a lot of map 3s. You have to imagine